What's up, everybody? This is Francis over here from PE Reviews and PlayerEssence.com, and I have a new segment for you guys, and it's called Just Games, and it's exactly that, Just Games, where we talk about some of my favorite games, and I get you guys' requests maybe to talk about certain games, just what made them cool, memorable, why you should play them, and of course I'll have gameplay links in the description below, just to introduce you guys to new games, introduce you guys to new stuff, and really stop worrying about all the other stuff that's surrounding the industry right now and just talk about great games. So of course, like the title says, the first one is going to be talking about Lost Odyssey. And what makes Lost Odyssey such a great game? To me, it's the classic RPG. You know, especially going into this generation, what we saw with Final Fantasy 13, you know, people were not really happy with that. They were kind of disappointed with what that game did. But Lost Odyssey really filled that void as far as, for me, getting a true next generation RPG as far as with the Xbox 360 last gen. So I think it was really cool, and I think that the things that they did in the game was really fun, especially talking about the gameplay mechanics. Now, the gameplay was traditional turn-based RPG. So you run, you know, you go and you go around from town to town, run around from town to town, get items, talk to people, do stuff like that. The story, I wouldn't say cliched, but it was typical Japanese RPG story. But what really made the thing interesting, what really made the gameplay fun, was the whole ring system. What you can actually do is you get different type of rings to equip to your weapons, and basically those rings can have different properties to where you can unleash those on your enemies. It was pretty cool, and the mechanic that you had to use to actually, like, you know, activate the ring. So you have to hold down the R trigger, then basically run and let go at the right time, and you can actually get like a good timing or perfect timing based on where you release the trigger. So it was actually pretty weird, or kind of unique for an RPG, and it really suited the game very well. One of the other cool things about the game as far as the story goes was the short stories in the game. Anybody who watched my top 10 games of last generation knows that I was really a big fan of the short stories, and the way that they were written and the way that they illustrated them, how they had basically you talk about, the person talks about the story. There's no voiceover. It's just basically just all text. And it was like you're reading a book. They have the still shot pictures. And basically you learned about all these different time periods in the main character's life. And as far as what he did dating back thousands of years, because he's an immortal. So just basically the whole theme around it, the whole theme around being immortal, and the whole thing about losing people and seeing different people over the thousands of years of your life. It's been done before in different stories, but the way that they did it in this game, as far as for me, was very unique, very innovative. Really liked it. And throughout the whole game when I was playing, I was really just talking to everybody just to trigger one of these memories. It became routine to basically just talk to every single person, go through every single thing, just so I can trigger one of those memories, so I can, you know, read another one of these great short stories. I mean, you compile that with the beautiful graphics, you compile that with the great gameplay, which is a very doable battle system, very good battle system, you know, just very basic, but typical, more like. But you combine all of those things, and Lost Odyssey really just proved to me just be an epic, something that I really, truly care about, and I really loved it. It really filled that void for me, you know, where Final Fantasy 13 didn't really quite hit the spot. This game, Lost Odyssey, did just that. So, in wrapping this whole thing up, I suggest anybody to go out there and try out Lost Odyssey. It's a 4-disc game. There's plenty of content on there. Definitely. You should probably install the games just so the load times can be faster and stuff like that. But it's a fantastic game. If you have a chance to go out there and play it, definitely do that. It's very cheap on GameStop.com or at your local game store. I'll have links to all of that. Like I said, I'll have links to gameplay videos just so you guys can kind of get a taste of kind of what Lost Odyssey is about, how it is. But I suggest it to anybody that's out there, that if you love RPGs, if you like the old school Final Fantasy games. This is made by Mistwalker. So these are the Hironobu Sakaguchi. This is the guy, the creator of Final Fantasy. This is his game. So go out there and give Lost Odyssey a try. All right. Once again, this is Francis from PE Reviews at PlayerEssence.com, and we will see you guys for the next episode of Just Games. Peace.